A San Diego organization is trying to raise awareness about violence in Uganda, but their effort is stirring up controversy. Find out what people have to say.
An Afghan president, Hamid Karzai, is speaking out after a U.S. soldier allegedly shot and killed 16 civilians. What information he is accusing the U.S. of hiding.
Plus, a deadlocked jury finally reaches a verdict in the sanity trial of a man who opened fire at a Carlsbad elementary school. Their ruling coming up.
And residents in Michigan are picking up what's left after a tornado destroyed their homes. That and much more. Stay tuned because Newscene starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newscene. I'm Justin Watson.
And I'm Amanda Brandeis. Thanks for joining us.
Taliban leaders are reluctantly resuming talks with the U.S. following a shooting in Afghanistan, killing 16 civilians. Afghan President Hamid Karzai is accusing the U.S. of withholding information about the shooting. Karzai also says the delegation he sent to investigate the shootings did not receive cooperation from the U.S., leaving many questions unanswered. This news comes after a U.S. soldier, who still remains unnamed, allegedly opened fire on an Afghan village. Alcohol abuse and mental disorder are said to be factors in the attack, but the soldier's attorney, John Henry Brown, is refuting those rumors, saying he's a family man.
He's a very strong family man. He has 2 young children. He's a devoted father. He's a career military individual. He has never said anything racist or hostile towards Muslims or Afghanis. So this whole thing is obviously a great surprise to his family.
The incident is endangering talks for a long-term relationship between the U.S. and Afghanistan.
On Tuesday, Hawaii held its first ever presidential caucus, bringing out a wave of Republican voters. Out of the 7,000 Republicans that cast ballots, 46% voted for Romney, leaving behind Rick Santorum to come in second with 25% of the votes. Ron Paul surprised everyone, remaining a strong third throughout the caucus with 18%. And Newt Gingrich, with only 11% of the votes, is still showing no signs of backing down. GOP candidates are headed to Puerto Rico for their next caucus on Sunday.
Chinese legislature approved changes in the country's criminal code Wednesday. The new law allows police to hold suspects for up to 6 months at undisclosed locations if they pose a threat to national security. The nation's state media applauds the overhaul of criminal procedure law, the first change in more than 15 years. However, critics say it only gives more power to Chinese state security and leaves plenty of room for unseen abuses.
The investigation continues tonight in what is being called the worst highway accident in Swiss history. Child-sized coffins are on their way to Belgium. The country is coming to grips with the tragic loss of 22 children and 6 adults following a deadly bus accident Tuesday. 24 others were injured. The group of mostly 11 and 12-year-old Belgian school children was returning from a class ski trip to the Swiss Alps when their bus crashed into the side of a tunnel entrance. Investigators say the passengers were wearing seatbelts, but it was not enough to save them all from the impact.
A San Diego group is being questioned about its motives for creating a controversial video that has since gone viral. Ashley Sanchez is here with the latest. Ashley.
Well, Justin, Amanda, if you even have any social media, you've probably heard this story. The San Diego-based group Invisible Children is getting international attention. It's all because of their video Kony 2012. It's about a Central African warlord and his alleged crimes. It's created a lot of controversy and it has everybody talking. It's a 30-minute video gone viral with one hope: to change the world. At least that's what members of San Diego's advocacy group, the Invisible Children, say. They've been working since 2003 to bring this man, Joseph Kony, to justice.
We are going to make Joseph Kony a household name, not to celebrate him, but to bring his crimes to the light.
Their video alleges that for 23 years in Uganda, Kony's group, the Lord's Resistance Army, or LRA, has kidnapped children, using them as soldiers, sometimes even making them slaughter their own families. Kony 2012 has over 100 million views across YouTube and other sites, and that number just keeps growing. The video has done what many have failed to do. it's made people care.
I think that the main message of the video was to get, was the awareness and getting his name out there, because a lot of people, like, I knew about the Invisible Children, but I didn't know who he was.
He's talking about how he wants to make the world a better place for his own son, and as for me, I have a son too, so, you know, our kids are everything to us, so it really, like, touched my heart in that way.
But it's also raised a lot of questions.
We have a whole lot more issues over there than just Coney himself, so why are we working on just that?
I think that they oversimplify a lot of the events over there. They try to make it like basically presentable and mainstream for American audience, and I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do.
I honestly believe it's all about t-shirt sales. The end.
A depleted LRA fled from Uganda years ago, but they still hold children captive. Many say the campaign to capture Coney is too late.
If it's a past thing, it's not going to make any difference. And it's especially if he's not doing anything, what's it going to solve?
Still, Invisible Children pushes ahead, making Coney's crimes known in the hopes he is captured and the child soldiers brought home. Members of Invisible Children referred us to their PR company for comment. Our repeated phone calls were not returned. Now police are reporting that the group's co-founder was arrested today for lewd conduct. So Justin, Amanda, this story is really just beginning to unfold.
Yeah, let's definitely keep on top of it.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you. A deadlocked jury finally reached a verdict. Brendan O'Rourke has been found legally sane when he opened fire on a Carlsbad elementary school. The same jurors previously convicted Brandon on 7 counts of premeditated attempted murder and assault with a firearm. The defense tried arguing that O'Rourke suffers from schizophrenia or a delusion disorder. He now faces up to 103 years to life in prison.
Coming up after the break, a journalist explores the Vietnam War and presents some heroic stories. We have the inside look at the play inspired.
And has NFL quarterback Peyton Manning found a home? Find out in sports when Newscene returns.
Mom?
Yes?
I've been thinking about it, and I'm not gonna go to college.
What are you saying? You've got to go to college.
Well, they offered me a job, and I want to buy some new stuff, like a new phone, a car.
Son, college is much more important than a new car.
No, Mom, it isn't.
Yes, son, it is.
No.
Yes.
No, Mom. Anyways, it's my decision.
Your decision. Okay, well then decide what degree you're going to get, because you will go to college.
Their tomorrow depends on your words today. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information you need to help your kids go to college and have a better future.
Students and families will be able to catch a glimpse of how Aztec life is held tomorrow. San Diego State University is having their annual Explore SDSU open house event featuring science fairs, academic workshops, live entertainment, and opportunities to tour the college dorms. Most of the activities are free and run from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Mo'olelo Performing Arts Company has made a name for itself, focusing on stories and characters that don't normally make the national spotlight. Led by director Sima Sueko, the troupe now explores the Vietnam War and presents some of the zaniest characters you'll ever meet. Laura Kaplan Nieto gives us this look.
He did helicopters, he did war sounds, he did street sounds, he did typewriters, he did music. It was everything that he did. It was just straight out of his mouth, and it was wow.
When they darkened all the lights and then they used the bomb effect, and when they were making the bomb sounds, it was just perfect. And
it's great actually having a high school audience, because they really like to laugh out loud at shows, and sometimes, you know, other theater audiences are a bit more reluctant, especially coming to see a play about war.
So I play the historical event, who is not just one character, but is about 21 different characters, I think. And they range from being sort of a barefoot street urchin to being American GIs, to being a newswire service boss, to being a sex worker, to a nun.
I play the reporter, and he actually doesn't have a name in the script. He's just listed as the reporter.
I thought the balance between comedy and serious moments was so well done.
It's satire. The humor is not to make it go down easier, but to actually crack open and make it, to illuminate.
You can catch the two-man show for yourself and step into the so-called nightmare comedy for one more weekend. For ticket information, visit moolelo.net. That's MOOLELO.
NFL quarterback Peyton Manning is still a free agent, and